To discuss further, let's bring in Ukrainian Member of Parliament Kira Rudik. Kira, great to see you today. Thanks for being here. So it has been a fascinating 24 hours. I want to talk to you about all of it because there were some raised eyebrows at some of the developments coming out of some of those phone calls. Zelensky, though, for his part, saying any peace agreement would have to be approved by the Ukrainian parliament. President Trump says he's happy to speak to the parliament. As a member of the Ukrainian parliament, how do you see that playing out?
Hi, Shannon. It's good to be back on the show. Well, of course, having President Trump in Ukraine will be a huge deal. First, because he will be able to see firsthand what Russia has done to our country, look at the eye to the people who have lost their homes or their loved ones. At the same time, when Putin was lying to President Trump, saying that he is ready to peace. Because every time there is a round of negotiation, Putin keeps attacking our cities, trying to kill as many people as possible and then destroy energy infrastructure. For example, now, Shannon, when we are speaking, people in Kiev have maybe 2 or 3 hours of energy a day. And there are many people without the heating and without running water. And this is happening at the same time when Putin is telling President Trump that he's ready to end the war and that he wants to see Ukraine prosperous. So it's obviously a lie. And we know that it's not only Putin, it's the whole world who is watching how Putin is basically straightforward lying to American president. So having President Trump here in Ukraine will be huge, and I think it will have a substantial influence onto the voting in Ukrainian parliament. But unfortunately, we are right now very far from that point because there is no agreed deal as of right now.
Yeah. We do know that the United States is agreeing to offer Ukraine 15 years of security guarantees. President Zelensky, he wants 50 to keep Russia at bay for a longer period of time, a longer stretch, obviously. If a peace deal is achieved, do you see it holding? Your thoughts?
We have been at war with Russia since 2014, and even right now you see that they are already accusing us of attacking them or something. So for peace to hold, there should be a very proper and very significant monitoring mission that will be able to say if Russia has kept their part of the deal. Because again, there has been many provocations from them, and we have been in at least 10 ceasefire agreements with Russia since 2014. That was never honored. So for the deal to hold, there need to be a very practical steps that will monitor and make sure that it will be held.
I want to ask your thoughts on this, the phone calls. There have been 2 of them now. President Trump spoke for about 2.5 hours prior to meeting with President Zelensky, and then he also spoke with him today. Caroline Levitt actually called it a positive call. She made a statement on Truth Social, I believe. President Trump says he discussed what responsibility Russia would have for any sort of reconstruction of Ukraine during yesterday's call. Let's listen to this.
Russia wants to see Ukraine succeed. Once it sounds a little strange, but I was explaining to the president, President Putin was very generous in his feeling toward Ukraine succeeding, including supplying energy, electricity, and other things at very low prices. So a lot of good things came out of that call today.
What do you make of Vladimir Putin wanting to rebuild Ukraine, and then Caroline Levitt's post that it was a positive call, a follow-up call with Vladimir Putin today?
I can believe it could be a positive call because President Trump was trying to push the peace agenda. However, I encourage everyone not to believe a single thing that Putin says. If he wants Ukraine to see prosperous and to support Ukraine's rebuild, it's because he only sees Ukraine as part of Russia and not an independent state. Here on the ground, again, given the dire conditions that we are in because of Putin, because of his actions, there would be nobody who will believe these words. And we're saying that American president shouldn't do that as well.
Kira Rudik, a member of Ukraine's parliament. Wonderful to get your perspective as always. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Ukraine.